When the words left her lips, it felt like the ground had vanished beneath me. We were just sitting in the living room, the TV buzzing softly in the background. Out of nowhere, my wife exhaled heavily and said with unsettling calm, "Sometimes I think I should have married my ex instead." She spoke as if it were nothing, like a passing comment about the weather. But to me, it was a dagger twisting in my chest. I didn't ask questions. I didn't argue. I didn't shout. I simply stood, grabbed my keys, and walked out. The silence I left behind screamed louder than any words I could have spoken. Maybe she thought I was pouting, throwing a tantrum. But I wasn't. I was broken. That one sentence told me everything I needed to know about her, about us. I didn't drive toward anywhere specific. I just kept going, city lights smearing across my windshield as my thoughts spiraled. I thought about the sacrifices I'd made for her. Every extra shift, every late night, every promise kept. All while she secretly longed for someone else. By the time I finally parked, I already knew I wasn't ready to return. Instead, I checked into a hotel, leaving her with the emptiness she had created. I didn't call. I didn't text. I left no sign of where I was. By the second day, the calls began endless, desperate. Her messages shifted from casual to apologetic, then to pleading. I ignored them all. The truth was, I had sensed this coming for months. I had felt her detachment in her tone, her distance in her touch. Quietly, I had prepared, built a safety net, opened a separate account, signed the lease on a small apartment. Her careless confession was just confirmation. By the third day, her messages turned into long essays. She claimed she hadn't meant it, that she had been comparing her life to strangers on social media. But I knew the truth. People speak their hearts when they are most at ease. That night, she had spoken her truth. Meanwhile, I moved my belongings into the apartment I had secured months before. When she finally came to my office, a colleague told her I had taken time off. She must have realized then how serious I was. She eventually traced me to the hotel, but by then I was gone. She turned to my family, to her friends, crying, claiming I had abandoned her. But when they asked why, she was forced to confess. That was when they stopped defending her. Reality finally crushed her because everything she thought was ours had always been mine. The house, the car, even the credit cards she lived on, they were under my name. I stayed away for a week. Her tone shifted with each message, anger, then guilt, then desperation. First, she accused me of being childish, of overreacting to one comment. Then she begged for forgiveness. Finally, she said she couldn't live without me. But I remembered the nights I lay awake, wondering if I was enough. I remembered every sigh of disappointment. Every time she dismissed my efforts. And most of all, I remembered her voice saying she should have married her ex. That wasn't an accident. That was honesty. On the 9th day, she found me. She came to my apartment, hair tangled, eyes red from crying. She tried to hug me, but I stepped back. She begged me to come home, swore it would never happen again. But promises meant nothing now. Once trust is broken, it can't be rebuilt. I told her I wasn't coming back, that the divorce papers were already in motion. She froze, then crumbled to the floor, sobbing. She admitted she never thought I would truly leave, that she expected me to argue, to forgive her like always. But this time, my silence had spoken for me. That was when she finally saw it all, the secret account, the apartment, the quiet preparations. She realized she had mistaken my patience for weakness. But now she was left with nothing. Nothing but the weight of her own words.